Mr. Piscala, I know that this is going to come to you as very bad news, but one of the first things that I learned in law school when I took real property is that any time you transfer real property, that has to be in writing, signed by both parties. That's the only way you can transfer real property. Sometimes you can transfer other property without a written writing, but not real property. You know that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what happened. You entered into an oral agreement with the defendant to purchase some property that she had. And you entered an agreement to buy it for, just give me the amount.
$38,000, Your Honor, for 8.35 acres.
And you entered into that agreement with her, just give me the month and year.
We agreed on that in January, the second week of January,
of
2017.
Okay. And then before you had a written agreement transferring the property, you went on the property, you say, with her permission, just to do some clearing away of brush and debris and making it so that you could use it. What was your intention to do with the property?
Our intention was to start a small working farm with this property.
Okay. And then the deal was never consummated.
Correct.
And it was never consummated, according to you, because she got a better offer. That's what you said. She relisted it for twice as much money. And what your lawsuit is you want to be compensated for the work you did on the property.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's not happening, because you didn't have an agreement with her to do work on the property.
We had an oral agreement to work on it while the lawyers were actually working on the agreement.
No, you asked her if you could work on the property, according to you.
And we were given permission, Your Honor.
That's fine.
I believe it's only fair that I be repaid for the work and labor that I put into this land under the false pretenses of being sold this land.
You're not going to get it. You chose to go on the property before the property was sold and do work on the property. If I believe, which I probably think is true, so I'm going to dismiss that counterclaim, which I probably believe is true, that you said to her, by the way, do you mind if I go in and start clearing away the property since we have a deal? Okay? I probably believe that you said that to her. And she said, I don't care. Be fine. She didn't say to you, fine, and if we don't consummate the deal, I will pay you $11 an hour for whatever work that you do on the property if it enriches my property. You don't have that contract. So there is no theory upon which you get paid for clearing away her property.
Your Honor, I'm not a charity. I work for a living, and the time that I worked on this land...
Then you should have waited. You're not getting paid. There's no legal theory, sir. What you should have done was wait until you had a contract signed, turning over the property to you. Now, just for my own information, in what month were you advised that she wasn't selling you the land?
That was, I believe, April.
So 3.5 months later. And I assume, from reading these complaint and answers, that the lawyers couldn't come together, and at some point, she changed lawyers. Take your hands out of your pockets.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
When we first contacted Mrs. Bernier, she gave us a reference to an attorney. When we contacted her attorney, the attorney told us that he hasn't been in contact for over 20 years with this person.
Then I wouldn't have gone on her property with a tractor.
Your Honor, I